how's your day going?
Ryan called me. He's like, guess what I found out today? I said, what? You've been talking about since late February. I'm like, wow. Oh.
GYPSY Rose Blanchard just got caught in the messiest love triangle you've ever seen. She's been secretly messaging her ex-husband Ryan behind her current boyfriend Ken's back, even sending him pictures of their newborn daughter without permission. Meanwhile, JoJo Siwa shocked everyone by ditching her girlfriend to date a man she met on reality TV, and now they're already planning a wedding after just a few months together. These two influencers are living completely different lives, but they've got one thing in common. Their relationships are absolute train wrecks that everyone can't stop watching. This isn't just drama. This is a masterclass in making questionable decisions while the entire world watches. So buckle up, because what you're about to hear is going to make you question everything you thought you knew about these two.
After 8 years behind bars, and before that, a life confined to a wheelchair, GYPSY Rose Blanchard will soon walk free. Now 32 years old, she's set to be released early from Chillicothe Correctional Facility in Missouri.
Let's rewind to December 2023, when GYPSY Rose walked out of prison after serving 8 years for orchestrating her mother's murder. The world was obsessed with her story. How she'd been trapped in a web of lies by Dee Blanchard, who faked her illnesses for years. When she got out, she was married to Ryan Anderson, a man she'd met through a prison pen pal program. They seemed like the perfect couple, finally getting their shot at happiness after everything she'd been through. Lifetime gave them a reality show called Life After Lockup, cameras following every moment of their new life together. But here's where things get wild. Just 3 months after her release, GYPSY and Ryan separated. She moved back to her dad's house in Louisiana, and suddenly, everyone was asking what went wrong so fast. The answer? She'd been talking to someone else the entire time, and that someone was her ex-fiancé, Ken Urker.
Where does your relationship stand with Ryan today?
Today, we have ended amicably. There's still far too much healing for us to attempt to even communicate or be close or be friends at this point. So I am letting him heal. He's letting me live my life. I just really wish him well, and I want him to find love and happiness. Just because I wasn't the one doesn't mean that the one isn't out there.
Is marriage something that you're working towards now?
We're moving forward in that direction 100%. You know, it's definitely on the horizons.
I mean, I still believe in marriage. Despite everything, I still am a hopeless romantic, so.
Ken Urker isn't just some random guy who slid into her messages. This man has history with GYPSY that goes way back to 2017 when they first connected through the prison pen pal program. They fell hard for each other despite the circumstances, and by 2018, Ken actually proposed to her while she was still locked up. Can you imagine planning a future with someone you've never even touched? They were engaged for a year before calling it off in 2019, and everyone assumed that chapter was closed for good. But in April 2024, just weeks after GYPSY filed for divorce from Ryan, she announced she was back with Ken. They even got matching husky tattoos together, which Ryan later said was the thing that hurt him the most. Fast forward to July 2024, and GYPSY drops another bombshell. She's pregnant! This was only a few months after reconnecting with Ken, and the internet immediately started doing the math. Was this baby conceived while she was still with Ryan? The timeline was suspicious enough that people couldn't help but wonder if Ken was really the father.
Hey guys, it's me, Ryan. Of course, y'all know that already, don't you? Anyway, I've never once questioned who the baby daddy was. Never once said I'm gonna make a fuss about it or I'm gonna prevent this or do that. I've never said anything like that. I've always said, guys, it's not my baby. Like, I've always said that.
Ryan Anderson was devastated watching all of this unfold in real time. His ex-wife moved on lightning fast, got pregnant, and suddenly he's left looking like a fool while she's building a whole new family. The paternity questions got so loud that GYPSY actually had to address them publicly. In November 2024, she revealed she'd taken a paternity test to prove Ken was the father, which honestly just made things messier. Because why would you need to prove it if there was no doubt? Ryan posted cryptic messages on social media, clearly hurt but trying to maintain his dignity. Then, on December 28, 2024, exactly 1 year to the day after GYPSY walked out of prison, she gave birth to baby Aurora. The timing felt almost poetic in the worst way possible. 1 year ago, she was freed from prison, and now she's got a whole baby with a man who isn't her ex-husband. But GYPSY isn't satisfied with just one kid. She's already talking about wanting baby number 2, saying she wants to give Aurora a little brother. The only problem? Ken will propose to her, and that's eating her up inside.
Hi there.
How are you?
Good, how's it going?
Good.
I've never been in a ring store before.
Welcome to the ring store.
I want to unite us as a family. I know that GYPSY's the partner that I want to go through life with, and I want to raise our daughter together as strong as possible. The day I was planning to propose is a few months away, so.
Here's where it gets really juicy. Ken actually went ring shopping on camera for the reality show, and producers thought they'd captured this beautiful romantic moment. But what they actually caught was a massive fight between GYPSY and Ken that derailed the whole proposal plan. Turns out during filming, Ken overheard through his headphones that GYPSY had been secretly communicating with Ryan. She'd been sending him pictures of baby Aurora without Ken's knowledge or consent, having full conversations behind his back. When Ken confronted her about it, everything fell apart. GYPSY tried to explain it away, saying she wasn't trying to rub anything in Ryan's face, but the damage was done. Ken realized his girlfriend couldn't stop talking to her ex-husband, even after everything that happened between them. To make matters worse, CPS showed up at their door because of anonymous calls claiming the baby was in danger. GYPSY says the case was closed after they both passed drug tests and proved Aurora was in a safe environment, but the whole situation screams dysfunction. Ken sees all of this, and he's smart enough to pump the brakes on marriage. GYPSY keeps saying she's not pressuring him, but you can tell it's killing her that he won't put a ring on it.
What did GYPSY say about the ending of that relationship, and what did you feel wasn't accurate?
That I had just left her because the media attention was just too much, and that just wasn't accurate. It was because a lot of people had been reaching out to me at the time telling me that you need to allow her to have this journey of self-discovery. I felt that to be true, so that was the reason why we had separated.
Now let's switch gears completely and talk about JoJo Siwa, who went from being everyone's favorite LGBTQ+ icon to public enemy number 1 within her own community. For years, JoJo dated women exclusively. She came out in 2021 and became this massive symbol for young queer people trying to figure themselves out. She dated Kylie Prue, then Avery Cyrus, then Katie Mills, parading each relationship on social media like it was the love of her life. In April 2025, she went on Celebrity Big Brother UK with her girlfriend at the time, Kath Ebbs. They seemed solid, holding hands at the premiere, acting all coupled up for the cameras. But inside that house, JoJo met Chris Hughes, a 32-year-old former Love Island contestant who'd already built a reputation for being a bit of a player. Something sparked between them, and by the time the show wrapped, JoJo had completely shifted her focus. At the wrap party, she broke up with Kath, telling her she had confused feelings and needed space. Within weeks, JoJo was officially dating Chris, posting him all over her social media and calling him her soulmate.
I think the universe literally was like, oh yeah, by the way, you two belong together. You'll figure it out eventually. And I think that's, obviously we've both been in relationships prior, but I think that's why this feels easy, because it's very right.
The LGBTQ+ community absolutely lost it. People felt betrayed, like JoJo had used their support to build her career and then abandoned ship the second a man showed interest. The comments were brutal, accusing her of being performatively queer, saying she was never really into women in the first place. JoJo tried to defend herself, insisting she's still queer, and that being in a relationship with a man doesn't erase her identity. She kept saying love is love, and that the rainbow includes all kinds of relationships, but people weren't buying it. The criticism got even harsher when people started pointing out the age gap. Chris is 10 years older than JoJo, who's only 22 years old. He's got a history of messy relationships and cheating rumors from his Love Island days, which made fans worried he was taking advantage of her. JoJo kept brushing off the concerns, saying everyone around her was being supportive and that the hate was only coming from strangers online. But you could tell it was getting to her, the way she kept addressing it in interviews and posts, trying to justify her choices to people who'd already made up their minds.
Well, he is the brightest light in my life. He's the thing that makes me the happiest. Oh, I know. Isn't it cute? Young love. We love him.
So what did your mom say about him?
Oh, my mom absolutely adores him. My mom absolutely adores him. My dad and him are best friends. My brother just asked him to be a groomsman in his wedding.
Oh,
yeah, so that, I mean, my family has never loved somebody like this.
The most alarming part of all this is how fast JoJo's moving with Chris. They've only been together since June 2025, barely 6 months, and they're already talking about marriage like it's a done deal. They made their red carpet debut in October at some cancer charity gala, and JoJo couldn't stop gushing about how he's her favorite person in the world. She told interviewers she'd never craved a wedding until she met Chris, which is wild considering she's had multiple serious relationships before this. They're apparently planning a reality show together about their relationship, which feels like putting the cart before the horse when you haven't even been together a full year. JoJo keeps saying things like she's in pain from smiling so much, and that this is the love she's been waiting for her whole life. But here's the thing, she's only 22 years old. She hasn't even fully figured out who she is yet, and everyone around her is pushing this marriage narrative like it's the natural next step. Chris told her they should avoid arguments by just not arguing in the first place, which sounds cute, but also kind of dismissive. What happens when real problems come up that can't just be swept under the rug? So here we are with two influencers living completely different lives, but somehow caught in the same cycle of chaos. GYPSY Rose can't escape her past, no matter how hard she tries. She's got a new man, a new baby, and supposedly a fresh start. But she's still tangled up with Ryan, still lying to Ken, still creating drama wherever she goes. The girl spent 8 years in prison, learning absolutely nothing about honesty or healthy relationships. She says she's changed, that she's grown, but every move she makes proves otherwise. Then there's JoJo Siwa, who went from being this champion for queer youth to dating a man and facing backlash from the very community that lifted her up. She's rushing into talks of marriage with someone she barely knows, ignoring all the red flags because she's caught up in the honeymoon phase. Both of these women are living their lives under microscopes, making decisions that affect not just themselves, but their partners, and in GYPSY's case, an innocent child. The question everyone's asking is whether they're genuinely happy or just addicted to the attention that comes with constant drama. Because from the outside looking in, it sure seems like they're choosing chaos over peace every single time. And honestly, with the way things are going, this is just the beginning. GYPSY's love triangle isn't going anywhere, and JoJo's whirlwind romance is bound to hit some serious turbulence. The real mystery is whether either of them will learn anything from the mess they're creating, or if they'll just keep making the same mistakes over and over again, while the world watches and judges every move they make.